Hello everyone, welcome to our Let's Play series of Planescape Torment. This is Colonel RPG as usual, and I'm very happy that you chose to join me today here next to a drunk, next to a lady that told me a thing. Actually, we should look at the decanter that we have. Oh! Who did you to touch that? So last episode, basically we talked to, I believe it was Namel over here, and she told us about a key, or the key for the command word over here for the decanter, because we had used this, I think it was this thing, it might have been another thing, to clear out the waters of, I don't actually, it was a skull in the wall, so yeah, we just get that nasty things. And we got prayer beads over here. What are those for? A web of black lines swirl around the edges of the prayer beads as you hold them, moving. Why would I want these? What's that for? I forget. Let me look at the quest over here. Could be, yeah, it's Porphyron, right? Ah, well. Anyway, let's take care of this decanter and see what that does. Ooh. It can only be used through dialogue with an object or creature. Well, I don't know what that's gonna be for, but I suppose it's a good thing that I have that. Anyway, let's have a chat here with, let me see your name there. I was trying to press tab, but once you have, like, I'm holding tab right now. I just held it. Oh. Interesting. Yeah, if you hold tab, like, I'm holding tab, it doesn't work. So you can't have anything over anything. Let's have a chat here with Abel Ponderthought. This older man looks somewhat bookish. His clothing and accessories are extremely clean, neat, and well cared for, and he often pauses to brush some fleck of dust or lint off of them. A symbol resembling a stylized dagger piercing upwards through a flame is in... is that the symbol of Torment? Because I didn't think of it like that, but it might be. Is embroidered upon his tunic. Okay, let's say hi to him. Greetings. The man's eyes pass over you, gleaming as they fix on Morte. Oh, I say, would you look at that? A floating skull! Morte turns and looks behind him. Where? The man gasps. By the unjust laws of Tuerni the Merciless! Who? Who? I ask, maybe. He suddenly covers his mouth and looks at Hannah apologetically. Sorry, the man was a horrible tyrant, but now long dead, his name should never be spoken so. 'Tis rather vulgar. My deepest apologies, milady. I did not mean to offend. Oh, okay. Tuerni the Merciless is the guy that he was trying to say, but why did he turn to Anna? I have no idea what's going on. Anna shrugs, rolling her eyes. Talk as you like, Cutter. I care not a whit for what you say, unless you're rattling your bone box about me, that is. Yeah, I thought for a moment that he was, but yeah, let's try and get his attention. He turns back to Morte. But behold, a skull, a buoyant, levitating off the ground, cognitive of its environment, and possessing hearing, speaking, and seeing capabilities. He turns to you as if you are suddenly a confidant. This is truly one of the reasons that the plains shall never become dull to me, sir. Just when you think you have seen everything, the plains show you yet another corner to peer around, and he raises his hand gloriously, or his hands gloriously. Suddenly, whole new wondrous vistas are open to you. Actually, the talking floating skull thing is quite common. Right up there with self-resurrecting amnesiacs scouring sigil for their lost identity. The man ignores you, looking for to Morte instead. I say, skull, he begins. Morte gasps. Look, behind you, another floating skull. Yeah, I'm gonna let him have his fun. The man seems to have forgotten you entirely. Instead turning in shock, which probably means that I didn't have a choice there. Instead turning in shock to look for this other floating skull. No, where? Right where I'm pointing. There, says Morte. Where? I cannot see it. Morte speaks with mock exasperation. You just missed it. A whole parade of them. Probably never happen again in a million revolutions of the Great Ring. He turns and harumphs. I sense you also possess a peculiar degree of mockery. Morte bobs slightly as if shrugging. I prefer to refer to it as keen insights into human nature. Okay, I'm gonna try and get the man's attention. He suddenly sees you for the first time. The man's eyes widen. By the unjust laws of Tuerni, he catches himself, looking apologetic. I say, are you alright? You look... And he fumbles for the word. Hurt. Yeah, I'm alright. Aye, it hurts to look at him, it does. Oh, that's Anna talking. An odd comment coming from someone with what looks to be a giant red tail sprouting from her bottom. Should I do that? I think I should. Anna bares her teeth, tail lashing. Is that so, you bucking leatherhead? If you want me and Mateo can just walk right out of... What? If you want me? Oh, if you want... No, yeah. Me and Mateo can just walk right out of your sight for good. Would that make you happy, eh? Oh. Yeah, let's go with this one. I mean, I'm gonna... Yeah. No, Anna, stay. I was only teasing. An eye for an eye. And she smirks at you, but makes no move to leave. Thanks, Anna. And you, sir, I have some questions. The man nods eagerly. Of course, of course. I am always most happy to answer what questions I can, young sir. Oh, I'm not really young. I don't think I am. Yeah, I had questions about you. Me? Oh, certainly. Who are you? Why, my name is Abel Ponderthought. What? Ponderthought. That's the one. Okay, what do you do here? I passed my administrator exam just recently and have achieved the status of an A9, actually. A research consultant in the Hall of Records, one of the many aides specializing in sigils, physical laws, and history. I research topics and laws of interest to others. It is quite fascinating, really. Okay, what's that symbol embroidered on your tunic mean? Or what does that symbol... I use this... You know, I do this, this is an abbreviation. I don't think this is correct. I'm pretty sure it's just informal, but I sometimes say it like this, but yeah, whatever. White is the symbol of the Fraternity of Order. We are responsible for much of the lawmaking and running the courts here in Sigil. My judges, advocates, and clerks are members of our order, and we are pleased to be able to help enforce Sigil's laws and keep things orderly. We make a strident effort to learn all laws, whether they pertain to Sigil, the Planes, or the multiverse instead. Oh, what does the Fraternity of Order believe?
Updated my journal.
The Fraternity of Order believes that the multiverse is governed by laws. When one knows all the laws, one will understand the multiverse. That is our goal. By understanding the laws, their limits, we learn to avoid certain laws. What? If you don't mind me asking, what sorts of benefits are in the position? Well, our fraternity allows us to read languages quite easily, and we may use some rules of multiverse on occasion to suit our benefits. Some rules of the multiverse, yeah. Makes sense. If you know them, I guess you can play with them. So, I have some questions about this place. I'll admit I know little of this part of the Clerk's Ward, sir, but please ask. Why is it called the Clerk's Ward? It is the seat of much of Sigil's record halls and administration. The staff at these places give the ward its name. Many clerks, scribes, priests, bureaucrats, and administration officials live in this ward. What's of interest around here? Well, there is one of the finest advocates in Sigil located here. Is that like a lawyer? Because I'm pretty sure it means lawyer. The Civic Fest Hall, home of the Society of Sensation, is also located nearby. He lowers his voice. And the brothel, sir, of slating intellectual lusts. That sounds interesting. Tell me about it. He nods, looking somewhat embarrassed. Yes, well, I am known to go there for the conversation, you understand. He glances at Hannah, then flushes an even deeper red. 'Tis a large, round building in the center of this part of the ward. Okay. What about the advocate? He is also one of the Fraternity of Order, though his time there has ebbed somewhat since the unfortunate troubles he has experienced. I'm not one to speak of them. His residence is just across the way, south and east of here. Okay. Okay, so I need to go back over here. What about the fest hall? It is a beautiful structure that is both the headquarters of the Society of Sensation and acts as a hall for the arts here in Sigil and the Plains. It is an opera house, museum, art gallery, wine shop, tavern, training hall, theaters, sensoriums. Many things can be found there. What about the sensoriums? Yes, the sensates possess sensory stones, minerals that can store a person's experiences within them. Once recorded, anyone may touch the stone and relieve the experience stored in the sensory stone. Quite intriguing, really. Yeah. So I need to ask about that again. What about the Society of Sensation?
Updated my journal.
Oh, the Society of Sensation. They are one of the most prominent of Sigil's 15 factions. They hold the belief that the true dark of the multiverse can be known only by directly experiencing as much of the universe as possible, tasting every substance, feeling every range of emotion, and visiting every place in the multiverse. He continues, their faction headquarters is at the Civic Fest Hall, where they seek to bring experiences to all of Sigil. At the moment, they are the most numerous faction in all Sigil, and the most powerful as well. If I am not mistaken, the most recent census of their members is over 20,000 members. 20,000? Yeah, that's quite a lot. That is quite a lot. I think I can still ask, Oh, I can't ask again about this? So I have questions about Sigil. About this place. So I can ask that again. And I can ask about the ward. Okay, so that's the questions about the ward, not about Sigil. So I know I can ask that, so I can ask then about the sensations. There it is. Okay, about Sigil. I'm curious about the factions. Yes, there are 15 factions in Sigil. Once there were 49 factions. Then about 600 years ago, the Lady of Pain let it be known that only 15 would remain. That was known as the Great Upheaval. He continues, and sure enough, in a fortnight, 34 of them perished or faded. Many thousands died by sword or by other means. Many were simply found dead. I myself am a member of the Fraternity of Order. Others include the Believers of the Source, the Dustmen, the Harmonium, and the Mercy Killers, yes, the Revolutionary League, the Society of Sensation, and the Zeosix. It's the werewolf dudes. Yeah. Okay, so I can ask about all of them. Let's go with the Fraternity of Order first. But then I have already asked that of him. What about the Believers of the Source?
Updated my journal.
The Believers of the Source, or Godsmen, believe that every living thing in the multiverse has the potential to become a power. The Godsmen have their headquarters in the Great Foundry, and they have helped to keep peace in Sigil in a number of matters. They have no desire to see any creature placed in the Dead Book before it has a chance to reach its potential. Okay, what about the Dustmen?
Updated my journal.
The Dustmen believe we are already dead, that Sigil and the planes are where all end up after we die. According to their beliefs, everything is dead, and this existence is a false one. To keep any ties of feelings for this existence only prevents a soul from truly dying. You see, the Dustmen believe that death in this existence is a matter of degree, and only those who are truly dead and have divested themselves of all ties to this existence can hope to be at peace. A philosophy that has some basis in fact, but much of it bears further examination. Yeah, I would agree, actually. What about the Harmonium?
Updated my journal.
The Harmonium is devoted to peace and harmony throughout the planes, thus their name. They believe that the end justifies the means, however, and so are willing to do just about anything to get a fellow to see things their way. Regardless of one's personal opinion of them, they do a fine job of policing Sigil streets. What about the Mercy Killers? I thought they were the ones. I thought that description over there kind of fit the Mercy Killers a little bit better, because we did meet a few of them before, but not too many. The Mercy Killers believe that justice is everything. Malin, their last factol, once said that when properly applied, punishment leads to perfection. Those new to Sigil oftentimes commit the error of thinking their name implies that they kill out of mercy. Rather, though, it is that they seek to kill mercy itself. The faction members take it upon themselves to punish the guilty of Sigil, whatever the cost. Yeah, so basically they don't kill out of mercy, they are merciless killers. Then why are they called mercy killing? Oh, wait a minute, I guess that, yeah, mercy kill, because they kill mercy and not with us, yeah. But, yes, okay, I understand. What about the Revolutionary League? This is the first time I hear of them.
My journal.
They're also called the Anarchists. Oh, I've heard of those, yeah. Not many know this, but the Revolutionary League is actually quite widespread in Sigil. And a shame, too, it is that, well, I mean, a shame that is, too. They hold the misguided belief that all institutions have been established to block their access to the truth of the multiverse. The only way to see the they see to discover the truth is to tear down all organization. They claim that the truth can only be discovered when people are completely free. He shakes his head. I often wish that they would open their eyes to the truth around them. They do nothing but blind themselves and block everyone's access to the truth. He gives a long sigh, then wags his finger disapprovingly, as if talking to some imaginary bad child. It is interesting to note that they have no real plans for seeking the truth past tearing down everything that they can see. Very interesting indeed. He frowns. It is also of interest that while the Revolutionary League has a large number of members, the very nature of their faction causes those members to work counter to each other's interests. Often cells fight among each other, each one claiming to know the proper way to go about tearing everything down. Yeah, I was gonna point that out, actually. What about the Society of Sensation, of which you are a member? Yeah. Ah, the Society of Sensation. They are one of the most prominent of Sigil's 15 factions. They hold the belief that the true dark of the multiverse can be known only by directly experiencing as much of the universe as possible, tasting every substance, feeling every range of emotion, and visiting every place in the multiverse. Their faction headquarters is at the Civic Fest Hall, where they seek to bring experiences to all of Sigil. At the moment, they are the most numerous faction in all Sigil, and the most powerful. If I am not mistaken, the most recent census of their numbers is over 20,000 members. I'm not gonna say 20 times 1,000 because that's stupid. What about the werewolf
my
dudes?
journal.
Ah, rabble-rousers. Not a proper faction at all, that raggedy bunch. Why, even the Revolutionary League is more organized. The Zeos-Citex, despite having a very hard name to pronounce, think that by embracing chaos, they'll somehow discover the secrets of the multiverse. Ridiculous notion. Okay. So, actually, I think I could ask about something else. So I'm gonna go with the thing over here. Oh, about this place. So, yeah, okay, so, anything of interest, I can ask about the fest hall, and then I can ask about the sensations, continue to listen, and then I can ask about Sigil. Yeah, I'm curious about the Lady of Pain. The Lady of Pain, yes, she is the force behind Sigil, you know. Very impressive figure, but little is known about her. What do you mean, very impressive figure? She didn't look all that hot to me, actually, because apparently she was very beautiful, but, I mean, I didn't get a good look, I must say, but it was a full motion thing. Anyway, what is known about her? He begins ticking off the points on his fingers. 1, she is not just a symbol of Sigil, as some claim. She is very real and very dangerous. 2, she is believed to be the one that keeps the powers, deities, out of Sigil. As long as she's present, the powers cannot enter Sigil. 3, she also prevents unauthorized teleporting and gating into and out of Sigil. It prevents the Outer Planes creatures from bringing even more of their kind to the Sigil outside of the conventional routes. 4, she has never spoken to anyone. 5, she usurped control of Sigil from Aoskar, a power now believed dead. 6, anyone who threatens Sigil, or her, is punished, either by falling beneath her shadow, which results in a series of invisible stab wounds that can kill even greater Batizu. Easy peasy. I think I've killed one of them anyway. Or by being sent to the mazes from whence few ever escape. 7, she does not like to be worshipped. Those that do are often found with their skin missing. Well, that's lovely. And lastly, the sight of her is believed to drive others mad. What do you mean, others? What's that? What does that mean? Others? Others? Other than what? Other than whom? I mean, because the way it's phrased, it's like the sight of the sun drives others mad. If you take that at face value, it's like if you look at the sun, other people around you will go mad. But I think what it means is other than her. But anyway, she stole control of Sigil from her power. How do you know this? 'Tis the belief of my order. You said the sight of her drives people mad? Yes, he ponders in it for a moment. But I must add the caveat, I believe, that I have never seen her, you understand? So how is it that you know she created Sigil? 'Tis the belief of my order. Okay. Well, I guess that's that then. So what's outside of Sigil? No one knows, and it is not from wanting or from want of trying. The places where no true wall exists are solid walls of buildings with no windows that look beyond. Some claim to have climbed roofs and seen the outside of Sigil, but they can only describe the outside as nothing. That is an unacceptable explanation, but it still remains a mystery. It is rumored without fact that to step beyond Sigil's walls takes the traveler to a random plane, but this has not been confirmed. The Fraternity of Order has mounted many expeditions, and we have yet to retrieve concrete information. What's the Fraternity of Order? The Fraternity of Order believes that the multiverse is governed by laws. Oh, yeah, I remember. I forgot about that one. I can ask about you. Can ask about other things. I can ask about... Yeah, that's the way for this one over here. I don't need to go all the way around like I was going before. Where's daylight here come from? I don't see a sun. Again, look at that. Another wrong phrasing of my sentence. That's interesting. It might be just this dialogue over here, because I haven't seen that before, and twice in the same dialogue. That's fine. That's fine. I'm okay. The haze can make it difficult to determine for certain, so I understand your difficulty. The light comes not from a sun, but from a gradual luminescence that fills the sky. Because of a sun? Because of what? That's what? That's the light itself. The gradual luminescence that fills the sky is the light itself. The light doesn't come from itself. Anyway, he continues. He reaches up. Apparently, he's not going to explain that. He just... the question is, in other words... where does the gradual luminescence that fills the sky come from? I don't see a sun. And then his answer makes no sense. Anyway, it reaches a peak called Peak, then fades until Sigil is completely dark, called Anti-Peak. Yeah, we learned about this. The source of the luminescence is unknown. Oh, thank you for answering. But it is most likely the lady's will. Yeah. Well, whatever. I can ask about the lady. Yeah. I'm gonna attempt to interrupt him. I'm gonna continue attempting to interrupt him, because I have heard that already. Thank you. Apparently he doesn't care if I attempt to interrupt him. Apparently I can't just walk off and stop listening to him. Or ask him a question outright, because that'll be another thing as well. Because usually, well, in my experience at any rate, people who... It's very interesting, actually. I'm generalizing here. But people who act like this, where they don't shut up when you attempt to interrupt them. If you act as if they're not talking... I mean, the effects are not going to be immediate. Like, somebody's talking to you over what you're saying. So you need to act, if you act as if they are not talking, if you just ask them a question or make a rebuke, whatever it is, you just ask as if they weren't talking, and you don't show, I mean, you can pay attention to them, that's not the issue, but you don't show that you're paying attention to them. They will be very mad. And as you might know, I believe that people being mad at you, well, not at you, fantastic, amazing viewer right now, at me, as in, you know what I mean? Basically, people being mad at me, I think, is a great thing in a conversation, because it just disarms them, and they will be mad because basically what these guys an attention seeker. I do enjoy making his voice, so I do enjoy, saying his lines, but if you just ask him a question, or something that he doesn't quite understand because he's talking over you, he's gonna be upset. Doesn't mean that he will just give up and just say, "What did you ask?" Or if to lessen the blow to their ego, they will say "now" before they ask, "What did you ask?" Now, what did you ask? And of course, all you have to say is nothing, and reply nothing to them, and they are just wasting time because they're attention seekers, and that works. Of course, you're not gonna make any friends with those people, but then again, you have to ask yourself, how much of a friend do you want from somebody that is like this, really? And besides, their friendship comes easy. You just need to listen to them. They don't need to like you, just need to ask them stuff. That's another thing as well. And these people are very socially useless. I mean, I'm kind of one of these myself. Well, I am a Let's Player. Of course, I'm one of these myself. But in meat space, I would say that I'm a little bit like this. But I have trained myself, fortunately, to notice when people don't care for what I'm saying, and I shut up. I actually don't. For a long while, I didn't do it very appropriately. I just up and actually shut up mid-sentence, and as soon as I noticed that somebody was saying something. Over the years, I've kind of was not saying something, but I mean, as soon as I noticed that somebody was not paying attention to what I was saying or didn't care, and this happens quite a lot. I mean, I'm sure you that are listening right now know what I'm talking about. Like, you're saying something that's a story. Usually, it's a story that pertains to you, right? You're just like, "Oh, this morning I just woke up and I heard this thing," and then somebody else is saying, "Oh man, my feet hurt," and just like, "Oh, this guy cares more about his feet than about this thing that happened to me. And of course, if you think about that for a moment, oh my god, I'm rambling so much. If you think about that for a moment, of course they care about their feet more than about your feet or whatever happened to you, because that's how things work. And yeah, I've trained myself to do this, but he apparently has not. Well, it's probably a teacher or something. What did he say? He was an administrator? So I guess, yeah, that does make some sense. Let's see what else I can ask about something. I might. Oh, what do you know of Ravel or Ravel puzzle? I'm pretty sure it's Ravel because it should have double V's, right? For it to be Ravel. Anyway, Puzzlewell. Ravel, if she truly existed, and there is little to prove that she did, was a night hag, one of the inhabitants of the Grey Waste, one of the lower planes, and believed by some to be the worst of the lower planes. Oh, the Grey Waste, yeah. Oh, we've met somebody that was there. They really didn't like it. Or, I mean, we met the soul of somebody that was there. He continues, as the legend goes, Ravel was mazed several centuries ago. She was believed of being a mistress of many strange magics, and apparently her presence in Sigil constituted a threat to the lady. I'm afraid that I know little about her. What about mazed? She being mazed? The mazes! These are creations of the lady. You see, she takes a small piece of sigil, copies it, then uses a portal to place the copied bit into the deep ethereal. Once there, the piece of sigil then becomes a demi-plane and an endless maze that curls and twists about itself. The lady uses these mazes to imprison anyone who threatens her power. Yeah, not one for each person, because we did find somebody else in our own maze. So she made a bunch and she puts people in there, basically. So which means that we could be sent to the maze of... Actually, that might happen if we enrage the lady again. To the maze of Ravel. Which probably is going to be a bad thing, and we're probably going to die because people keep saying that. But anyway, once she has determined that you are to be in prison, there is no escaping them. There is believed to be, or there are believed to be a, oh, there is believed to be a, oh, that's an interesting, I've never seen that worded like that, but it makes sense. There is believed to be a way out of each maze, but it is most likely extremely difficult. Well, it just requires maths, really. It wasn't even maths, and more, I don't know, logic? Or trigonometry, I don't know. Anyway, that was the bar over here, and we have really nobody else to talk to over here, so we're just gonna continue in the next episode. For now, I'm Colonel RPG, and this has been Planescape Torment. I really hope you've enjoyed it, despite my ramblings. And if you did, go ahead and leave a comment, like the video if you enjoyed it, but above all, thank you so much for watching and for listening, and I hope I'll see you next episode. Bye-bye!